I go, everywhere I be, Jesus is mine. So glad that Jesus is mine, mine, mine. So glad that, glad that Jesus is mine, mine. So glad that Jesus, everywhere I go, everywhere I be, Jesus is so glad that Jesus is everywhere I be. Jesus is Jesus is mine. So glad that Jesus is mine. Oh, everywhere I go, everywhere I be, Jesus is Jesus is mine. Oh, so glad Jesus is mine. So glad Jesus everywhere I go, everywhere I be. Jesus is so glad that Jesus is mine, mine, mine. So glad that Jesus mine. Oh, everywhere I go, everywhere I be, Jesus is so glad that Jesus is mine. So glad that Jesus is mine. Oh, Jesus is so glad that Jesus is mine, mine, mine. So glad that Jesus is mine. Oh, everywhere I go, everywhere I be, Jesus is mine. So glad that Jesus is mine, mine. Jesus is mine. Oh, everywhere I go, everywhere I be, Jesus is mine. Oh, everywhere I go, everywhere I be, Jesus. Tonight, get a fresh start. We give God the glory today, but God is of all praise. He's worthy glory and honor now. Praise while we have a chance. But we may not have this. We won't have this more. He may give us another opportunity, but this time is for now to glorify God. Hello there, Callan. Okay, goodbye to you then. Hey there, Blanca. How you doing tonight? God bless you. Having some reconnection problems. Hoping you. I just came out of the other live feed because it was just messing up so much. As well, in case I don't get to say that to you again. God bless each of you and have a wonderful holiday season. Give God the glory. Yeah, we give you a shout out, Savannah. How you doing, Savannah Hart? Don't mind that at all. Uh, Pepper, you asked a question here, I guess, and you're saying you. I guess you meant John instead of Joseph 1:8, where Jesus says he is. You can be with. I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. Hey, Judith, and I guess let's see what we're gonna say here. Are you talking about Saint John 1:8? Are you talking about John, first epistle of John 1:8? Because we're looking at this here in a minute. God be the glory, and always glory be to God. As I've told you all before, if you have strife and debate, don't do that. deleted. Gospel of St. John 1 and 8. If you want to know who Jesus is, read John the 17th chapter. That's Jesus explaining to you who is and how he came into the world, and this whole everything that you need to know about Jesus is summed up in John 1 through. It explains it real clearly and plain how it is. Y'all take these words from somebody else and use by that which lighteth into. He was not that light. Okay, this is John talking about himself. You say John 1 and 8. The John 1 and 8 says, he's not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. He's not the light. Baptist, that was John talking about the Baptist. That John the Baptist was not that light, but he sent to of the light, and that was talking about Jesus. That's not anything to do with Jesus trying to proclaim himself to be God or anything about Jesus being God. So I don't know what you're talking about there. That has nothing to do with that. Jesus in Matthew 16:13 through 17. Jesus asked the disciples, who answered? Some say that you're John the Baptist. Some say that you're Elijah. Some say that you're Jeremiah. Some say you're one of the other prophets. Jesus, who do you say that I am? And Jesus said, and then Peter said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus said in St. Matthew 16 and 17, Simon Bar-Jonah, flesh and blood has not revealed this unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. As I told you, Pepper, get off of St. John, the 1st chapter, and go to St. John, the 17th chapter. Read those first 10 verses. Search the scriptures for yourself. Quit just holding on to what you heard somebody say that's not true or not completely accurate. John, 17, 1 through 10. That's Jesus telling you who he is. Read the 9th chapter, the 35th. That's Jesus telling you who he is. Read John, the 8th, the 25th through 29th verse. That's Jesus telling you who he is. And St. John, the 10th chapter, the 26th verse. That's Jesus telling you who he is. Pay attention to who tries to make people think that they don't understand who he is. Jesus told them in St. John 8th chapter, you don't know who I am. They asked him at one point, who is your Father? You don't know me nor my Father. If you knew me, you'd know my Father. If you knew God as your Father, you'd know Jesus is his son. Become sons and daughters of the true and living God, where we seek to do the thing. Jesus said he always did his Father's will. The problem we struggle with is see Jesus, son of. We can't imagine somebody won't do will all the time. He expects us to be perfect, where we seek to do God's will in heaven. Jesus said, "What you call me, Lord, Lord?" And then you turn around. If we want to be the children, how to be, that's why, as the Son of God, so we can learn how to become children of God. How to be an obedient child of God. You don't know. Jesus said to those people in St. John, you know who I am, because he said, you're not my sheep. He said, I know him, and I give to them eternal life, and nobody can pluck them out of my hands. You know the Lord, you do his will, you follow him, you keep his. You just don't want to believe that's the way it works. When you love somebody, you're glad to do things that's pleasing unto them. You don't want to go around just doing whatever you want to do anymore. You want to make sure that what you're doing is accepted by the one who you love. And if we can't love God the right, I want to spend time on, I'm going to quit spending time on things that people don't want. I'm going to say it, I want to believe it. That's entirely up to you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do your research and your study for you. When you get hungry and thirsty after the word of God, when you really want to know who he is and you want to how you to serve him in the right way, that's what you have to get in myself to pleasing God. I want to do it your way, Lord. I want to be who you want me to be. Yep. I was just thinking the same thing. You know, some people, like I say, they have nothing better to do with their time. Of course, I can't do too much because sometimes they flash things across people's channel screen to see if they might be interested. But if you're not interested, just scroll on away. That's all you have to do. Lots of people do that. There are thousands of people almost each time. A lot of them don't be on here for long periods of time. That's okay. Sometimes all you need is a word or two from the Lord to help you. Yeah, I noticed there's still some, and I may just cut this short tonight because for some reason it's getting a lot of interference and it's annoying and distracting to me as well. And I think that also has something to do with it's not as many people normally in the chat room for that very reason. They may be experiencing that and they just clicking away, and I can understand that. It's sometimes because what to distract me is I start to wonder how much of the message is actually. So if you're coming in and you're seeing some disturbance, hit the like and subscribe button so that you can tune into the channel. We have a little bit of disturbance tonight. I don't know for what reason. Weather could be bad in some part of the country. I'm not sure what's going on, or satellites or something could be happening. It's terrible, strange times we're living in today. Nathan, God bless you today. So let's see where we're going to go with this tonight. I'm not sure where we went. It's on earlier chapter. I don't think we got to end. I think 16th chapter, and I think it's Timothy. Maybe the second chapter. I don't think we got to any of that. I'm in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, in the United States of America. That's where I'm at tonight. So let's got to any of that I never about earlier. Because sometimes people, I don't mind altering the message or talk about the thing I'm interested need to talk about, but some of the things I was going to talk about, even get to the main two passages. The St. John, the 16th chapter. Let's go there and see if we can deal with that tonight. We talked about a lot of scriptures as we have tonight, but we didn't talk about the 16th chapter. These things unto you that ye should not be offended. Sometimes we get so offended, we get upset with people that we can't. And so Jesus said, these things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogue. Yea, the time whosoever shall kill you, God a service. Without cause, they do hurtful. And you'll be like, are you doing this to me? You act this way. I have done nothing for you to you that you should treat me this way. But when you live right, when you are committed to doing things that please unto God, you're going to be hated of all men. Nothing you can do about it unless you want to start doing living for the devil. And that don't mean they're going to love you then. They'll think, boy, he sure a fool. He was on the right road. Look at him now. He's down here wallowing around with us. They'll think you're a real fool when you know better and you do worse than them. That's what I found out when I was a child. Many times my friends would say, oh, that's so-and-so's son. That's that old sanctified boy. I wasn't sanctified. I was just a kid. I didn't know what sanctified mean hardly. They were trying, my parents to speak bad against my family because they were committed for living to the Lord, but I wasn't trying to live for the Lord. I was just a kid. Don't be putting me brain. Just let me be me. But that's what people will do. They try to put you down and hurt you and do all kind of things against you. But then, so to be accepted by my friends, I started acting a fool and doing things and let them know I can cuss and I can do all kind of stuff. I started acting like them. And you know what? He's just a fool. I didn't like being called a fool. I'm trying to be accepted by my friends. I'm doing the kind of things they do, and then they turn around and call me a fool for it. I didn't like that at all. I wouldn't appreciate you make an artificial video of me because you're trying to discredit me some kind of way. If I find an artificial video of me, I'm going to contact YouTube and let them know I don't appreciate it. And I would probably try to have your channel, something done to you. Do artificial video of me. Make whatever you got to say. An artificial video of me. You'd probably try to credit me in some kind of way. Don't do that. Videos out there of me saying and doing things to represent myself quite well. A lot of time, artificial videos, don't need it. Do not make no artificial videos of me. I would not appreciate that. Y'all, I'm about ready to close this down because I'm getting frustrated. It just did it again. Keep having these reconnection problems. It just did it again. I'm going to probably close this down about 15 minutes. I'm going to try to finish this up. Of these reconnecting problems, I think it's hindering a lot of people from joining the channel tonight. Yeah. There it goes again, just reconnecting again. So shut it down. I may come back on it at midnight, but I'm gonna shut this down because I'm getting from come back on at midnight and see how it goes in. I'm gonna shut it down for now.